Around 73 BC, a seemingly minor event occurred in the Roman city of Capua. At a gladiator school, about 70 enslaved fighters, armed only with kitchen knives and spits, broke out and escaped. They fled into the countryside and made their way to Mount Vesuvius. The leader of this escape was a Thracian named Spartacus. Alongside him were two fellow gladiators, Crixus and Oenomaus. Spartacus convinced the others that it was better to risk death for freedom than to die for entertainment in the arena. After breaking free, they encountered a wagon carrying gladiator weapons. They looted the wagon, armed themselves, and climbed Mount Vesuvius, using it as a base. From there, they began raiding nearby towns and estates. Spartacus had one rule: share the loot equally. That principle attracted more runaway slaves and outcasts to his cause. Soon, his rebel force began to grow rapidly. Rome initially underestimated the uprising. They sent small local militias, but Spartacus's forces crushed them and seized military equipment. Then a Roman commander, Gaius Claudius Glaber, laid siege to Vesuvius. He believed the mountain was impenetrable, guarded only one steep path, thinking it was the only way in or out. But Spartacus was clever. He and his men crafted long ropes and ladders from vines and lowered themselves down the cliffs, outflanking the Romans and ambushing them from behind. They crushed Glaber's army and seized their camp. Rome sent more armies, but Spartacus defeated them too, one after another. At its peak, his rebel army grew to 70,000 men. Spartacus wanted to lead them north, across the Alps, to freedom. But internal divisions, ambition, and greed caused fractures. Crixus separated with 30,000 men and was defeated. Spartacus turned south instead, hoping to escape via Sicily. He tried to negotiate with pirates for transport, but they betrayed him and fled with his gold. Trapped in southern Italy, he was soon cornered by the wealthy Roman general Crassus. Crassus built a massive trench and wall, over 50 kilometers long, to block Spartacus's escape. Desperate and low on supplies, Spartacus broke through the blockade and marched toward Brundisium. But the Roman Senate had also called upon Pompey. Knowing time was short, Spartacus offered Crassus peace. Crassus refused. In a final act of defiance, Spartacus led his exhausted army into one last battle. He was wounded by a spear, fell to his knees, and kept fighting until the very end. His body was never found. The Spartacus rebellion terrified Rome. A single slave had nearly brought the empire to its knees.